Is Spotify's discovery mode a scam? My short answer is yes. But in today's video, I'm going to break down first why I think discovery mode is a scam, and then secondly, what my results have been from discovery mode putting my songs in. And so without further ado, let's get into it. So first off, the premise of discovery mode. The general idea is that if you check a box basically saying that you will put your songs into discovery mode, then Spotify will increase the chances that they're played in radio and autoplay playlists. And as a result, you will lose 30% of your royalties for those songs. Long and short of it is you get more exposure, but Spotify takes more of your money. And honestly, it didn't really hit me up front when I heard this setup that this is literally just payola. And the reason I think it's payola is because Spotify doesn't disclose which tracks are in discovery mode when they're shown in radio playlists. And so it's the classic, they are taking money for promotion without disclosing that there's any promotion going on to the users. So I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a legal expert, and I know that payola was originally in the radio industry. And so I guess this doesn't fit the terms of payola, or somebody would probably call them out on it. But just by the premise and the concept, it's definitely pretty much the same thing. And worse than that, I would say it's also a net negative for pretty much all indie artists, and here's why. So the more artists opt into discovery mode, hypothetically, the less effective discovery mode will be as a form of promotion. But also, the less Spotify will have to pay out as an overall percentage for the whole catalog of all the songs that they have. So if there's just one artist opting into discovery mode, it's probably going to be a pretty effective means of promotion because it's just them getting boosted in these playlists. But if there's like 500,000 indie artists all opting into discovery mode, then it's going to be much less effective just because of the sheer volume of people. Like if everyone's in discovery mode, then who cares if you're in discovery mode or not? Well, Spotify cares because if all of those artists are in discovery mode, then their whole catalog of music, they have to pay out fewer royalties. And so this is why I think Spotify's discovery mode is just a scam. It's just a way for them to reduce the royalty payouts to artists while promising some promotion that is, I don't think, super effective. Just a shout out on all of this. I actually had not thought through how scammy discovery mode was until I read this book, which I actually did not like the book. It's Mood Machine by Liz Pelly. I found it kind of a slog to get through, honestly, but she lays out exactly what I just said, why Spotify's discovery mode is a scam and lots of other bad things about Spotify too. Okay, so all of that aside, how does it actually perform in terms of marketing results? And for that, we will flip around to the old computer screen and I will show you my results from discovery mode over the last year. The first thing I wanted to show you was my campaigns tab in Spotify for Artists. So this is where discovery mode shows up. I guess it says it's still in beta, which is weird because it's been available for a long time, but currently in a beta period. And so here's my whole discovery mode history. So I first entered songs in December 2023, and then I basically just have songs entered automatically month after month at this point. And let's just start by looking at my most recent full month of data, so April 2025. So when you click into that, here is what comes up. They have this campaign summary with audience growth, long-term engagement. They are saying I got 10,000 new listeners. They're saying I got 6,463 new listeners who hadn't streamed my music anywhere in the last 2 years. So interestingly, my long-term engagement looks pretty bad comparatively. So only 60 saves out of all those new listeners. That's a pretty darn bad save rate. Like if you're running ads, I'd want it to be at least above 10%. If you're doing playlisting, which this is technically a form of playlisting, it's going to be a lot lower. So engagement with this stuff, not very good. Overall streams, they're saying I got 17,930. And again, they're saying that is up compared to before songs were in discovery mode. And they show you this very compelling chart. Here's what you're getting in discovery mode context before you opted into the program, and here's what you got last month now that you're in the program. They make it look really good. And then they also have this cost tab, so they're showing you how many royalties you would have gotten from those streams versus how many royalties you got entered into discovery mode with the 30% commission taken out. And so they make it look like a clear win. You get more money even though you're having 30% taken out. And then finally, scrolling down here, they show you this song breakdown, so you can sort by all these different categories. They sort it by default by stream lift, and so they're saying this song got the highest percentage of an increase in streams. In terms of overall streams, my song Spring got the most. They break it down by these different releases, so even though these are technically all three the same song, they're breaking it up by release, which is Kind of strange, but whatever. And so now I want to show you the reason I think this is a little bit overhyped, and specifically Spotify is trying to overhype me on how good discovery mode is. If we look at this page, we see in October, I had 4 songs in discovery mode. And then by February, I had 13 songs. We would expect rationally to see like roughly double how many streams I was getting from discovery mode between January and February to go from 6 to 13. And we'd expect to go 3 or 4 times from like July to February. And so do we see that actually borne out in the data? And now when I click over to my audience tab, here is the high level data for my last 12 months. So I've gotten 545,000 streams. And you can see here, I started promoting via meta ads right here. And so this is the reason that my streams go up, is because I'm running meta ads, and that is pretty much the reason for my increase in streams. It mirrors pretty perfectly with how much I've been spending on meta ads. This was my biggest month in spend, dropped back down here. So what if we break out just radio and autoplay, which are the 2 places where I would expect to be placed in discovery mode? So you see pretty much the same pattern. And now remember how I had 4 songs in discovery mode in July, and then I had 13 in February? First of all, you don't see a marked difference between January and February in terms of like I had 6 songs in discovery mode in January, I had 13 in February. Here's January, and this is actually like my highest month. Like that's the most streams I've ever gotten from radio. It's January 14th. And then here's February. It is lower than January. So I literally had twice as many songs, and I had not quite as many streams from discovery mode contexts. So I do not know how to totally make sense of this data. All I know is that when I look at the source of streams that Spotify claims is discovery mode, I don't see the impact that they're showing me in the actual campaign. If I look in February, they tell me I got an extra 23,000 streams, but February had twice as many songs. So why would I enter those songs in if I'm going to get the same amount of streams I was already getting from radio and autoplay, and if I'm just going to be giving up 30% of my royalties? Well, I can't totally answer that question, but I am still placing my songs in discovery mode context for 2 reasons. One is that those numbers still look good. 2 is that I just have this feeling that Spotify likes when you do things like this, and so I'd rather just play by Spotify's rules and have my songs in discovery mode and take the chance that it'll reach new people and cut down on my royalties, even if I feel like it's overhyped based on how Spotify is presenting it versus how it's actually reflected in my streaming data. Yeah, I'm a little bit of a hypocrite. Probably most indie artists are. We're all just trying to get our music heard. If you are considering putting your songs into discovery mode, honestly, I just wouldn't lose sleep about it either way. I don't think it's going to make a huge difference as the data bears out, but if you want to abstain for moral reasons, totally get that, you do you. If you want to learn more effective marketing techniques that are not discovery mode, although we do talk about discovery mode too, feel free to join our marketing membership where we teach Spotify promotion and lots of other tactics. As always, wishing you good luck as you make and market your music. You got this.